Hello children. Today we are going to study the first chapter of the computer syllabus, that is the computer peripherals. Okay, fine. Computer peripherals as in computer components. Okay, so moving on, this chapter is not that difficult. Please pay attention, please concentrate. Okay, so getting started, computer peripherals include all the devices that are attached to the CPU. Okay, all the devices as in mouse, keyboard, printer, every device that is attached to the CPU is nothing but the computer peripherals. Okay, in this chapter you will study about the input devices, output devices and storage devices. Okay, as we will move ahead, as we will move more deep in this chapter, you will understand what are input devices, what are output devices and what are storage devices. You must be having a hint about what these things are, because you have learned some of the devices in the class 5th. Okay, fine. Now, what is meant by input devices? The devices we use to feed the data and instructions into the computer are called the input devices. The devices which we use to store the data, to instruct the computer. Okay, these devices are nothing but the input devices. Okay, now the very first input device that we are going to study is the keyboard. Okay, now everyone knows what is keyboard. If you are watching this video on your desktop or laptop, you will notice, and if you notice your keyboard carefully, that keyboard, what is the function of keyboard? It is used to enter data directly into the computer. Okay, right. Now if you observe your keyboard carefully, uh, there are various types of keys. Okay, am I right? There are various types of keys, and there are 4 types of keys that we will study. First is alphabet keys, number keys, punctuation keys and special keys. Okay, you are able to see a image of the keyboard on your screen. Okay, now the first category of keys was the alphabet keys. Okay, the keys in the dark pink color on your screen are nothing but the alphabet keys, and alphabet as in the letters from A to Z. Okay, if you will notice on your screen, these letters are not arranged in the serial order. Okay, they are shuffled, right? Okay, the letters in the dark pink color are nothing but the alphabet keys. Now next type of keys are the number keys. Number as in from 0 to 9. Okay, fine. There are 2 sets of number keys on the keyboard. First set is the keys in the blue color, and the second set is the you will notice on the right side of your screen, the keys in the cream color are nothing but these another set of the number keys. Okay, these two are the sets of the number keys that are present on the keyboard. Now the next category is the punctuation keys. Okay, now punctuation means what? Comma, full stop, semicolon, that are nothing but the punctuation keys. Okay, now on your screen, the keys in the light pink color are nothing but the punctuation keys. Okay, fine. If you will notice, this light pink color keys are having semicolon, colon, comma, full stop and so on, etc. Many punctuation on it are present. Okay, fine. The keys in the light pink color are the punctuation keys. Now next, special keys. Special keys as in what? The keys which you are noticing on your screen in the purple color, right? Purple color means like caps lock, shift, control key, alt key, then backspace key. These all are nothing but the special keys. Okay, these keys in the purple color are nothing but the special keys. Okay, understood the 4 types of keys. Now moving on, The next input device that we are going to study is the mouse. A mouse is a pointing device. Okay, fine. Pointing device means what? It has a cursor on the screen, and to whichever direction you will move your mouse, your cursor on the screen will move in that direction. Okay, fine. A mouse is a pointing device. Okay, it has two buttons on its top and a scroll wheel in between the buttons, and that scroll wheel is used for moving your page downwards or upwards. Okay, fine. It has two buttons on its top and a scroll wheel in between the buttons. As you will notice on the screen, one image is there. Okay, one scroll wheel is situated between the two buttons of the mouse. Okay, fine. When we move when we move our mouse on the flat surface, the mouse pointer on the screen moves in the direction of the mouse movement. Okay, if I move my mouse to the right direction, the mouse cursor that is present on the screen, uh, it will also move in the direction in which my mouse is moving. Okay, fine. Understood? The now so far we have studied two input devices. First is keyboard and second is mouse. Now we will study the next input device. Now the next input device that we are going to study is the joystick. Okay, it is also a pointing device. Why? Because it is used mainly by children to play the video games. It helps in playing the video games by the children. Okay, fine. Now, next device that we are going to study, that is the barcode reader. Okay, now if you buy any of the product from any of the shop, then you will notice on the back side of that product one collection of narrow black and wide black strips is there, just like you are seeing the example of barcode on your screen. Okay, the example of barcode I have an image I have shown here. Okay, similar image you will find on the back side of any product, right? It is nothing but the barcode. Okay, it is used to identify the product easily. Okay, now to how you will identify this product using this barcode, you will need a device that will read this barcode and that will give you the information about the product. Okay, that's why on your right an image of barcode reader I have given. Okay, that device is nothing but the image of the barcode reader. Now if you have visited DMart, for example, if you have visited DMart, you will find this type of device in the hand of the person that is at the billing counter, right? Okay, and what that person does, he scans this barcode with the help of the barcode reader. Okay, fine. Understood now? You must have seen a barcode on the product such as biscuits, any of the groceries that you're buying. Okay, fine. And to access that barcode, to read that barcode, a device is used, and that device is nothing but the barcode reader. Okay, fine. We have studied four input devices. Now we are going to study the another input device. Okay. The next input device that we are studying is the magnetic ink character reader. Okay, it is used for entering special characters printed in the magnetic ink into the computer. Okay, this technique is called as the magnetic ink character recognition. Okay, what is the purpose of this magnetic ink character reader? It is used for entering special characters printed in the magnetic ink into the computer. Okay, it is mainly used in banks to identify the checks and drafts. Now if you have noticed any of the check, then you will notice a number is there on the check and it is in a black color printed format, right? and that number is in nothing but it is written in the magnetic ink. Okay, and to identify that check what a certain device is used, and that device is nothing but the magnetic ink character reader. It is used to read that special characters printed in magnetic ink into the computer. Okay, fine. Now the next device that we are going to study is the optical character reader. Optical character reader, as in what? It is used to enter the text into a computer using a technique of optical character recognition. Means if you will scan a written document with the optical character reader, that device will convert that document into the word file in the computer. Okay, fine. Understood now? It is the use to enter text into the computer using a technique of optical character recognition. Okay, fine. Now, the next device that we are going to study is the scanner. Okay, it is a device that transfers the information from a piece of paper into a computer, and that piece of paper into the computer is in the form of image. Okay, fine. Now, there are many types of scanners, but mainly there are three types, and the first type of scanner is the flatbed scanner. Second type is sheet fed scanner, and the third type is handheld scanner. Now there are various types of scanners, but these three are the main types. Okay. Now flatbed scanners are the widely used scanners. Okay. They are very much similar to a photocopy Xerox machine. Okay. Just as with photocopy machine, we place a document on a glass scanning surface. It remains still while a mechanically driven scan head passes underneath it. Okay, fine. It is very much similar to a photocopy Xerox machine. Okay, fine. Just remember this. Flatbed scanners are very much similar to a photocopy Xerox machine. Okay, fine. And it is very small in size. Okay, only that surface is flat, but it is very small in size. Okay, it is used by an individual in any of the home. Uh, okay, fine. Now, the next scanner that we are going to study is the sheet-fed scanners. Okay, these scanners are also similar to flatbed scanners. The difference is that in a sheet-fed scanner, the document moves, but the scan head does not. Okay, a sheet-fed scanner looks like small portable printer. Okay, fine. Sheet-fed scanners are nothing but the scanner in which the document moves but the scan head does not. Okay, fine. It is it is like the small portable printer. Okay, fine. Understood? Okay. You will find this sheet-fed scanner in the modern printers that we are using nowadays. Okay, fine. Understood the difference between flatbed and sheet-fed scanner? In flatbed scanner, they are very much similar to photocopy Xerox machine. Okay, fine. Now sheet-fed scanner, they are similar to and looks like a small portable printer. These type of scanner you will find in the modern printers that we are using nowadays. Okay, fine. Now the third type of scanner, it is nothing but the handheld scanner. Means you can scan the document using the handheld scanner. Okay, it is not as widely used as the flatbed scanner, but using this handheld scanners, they are expensive also and convenient for capturing only the small amount of text. Means a large A4 size paper you cannot scan with this handheld scanner in one attempt. Okay, fine. It is convenient for capturing only the small amount of text. Okay, and they are expensive. They are not relatively inexpensive, but they are not as widely used as the flatbed scanner. Okay, fine. Now the next device that we are going to study is, okay, the next device is nothing but the digital camera. This device does not need much introduction because each and every student is aware of the digital camera, right? What is the function of the digital camera? It takes the photographs and stores them in digital form inside it. Okay, fine. Then these photographs can be downloaded into the computer. Means when you connect this digital camera to the computer, you can easily download the photographs, you can easily access the photographs that you have captured with this digital camera. Okay, fine. I think you have understood what is meant by digital camera, as it is widely used and each and every kid know how to capture a photo using a digital camera, right? Okay, I think you are aware of it. So this device does not need much explanation. Okay, so these are the devices that we have studied so far. Okay, in next session we will study about the output devices and the storage devices. Okay, till that revise what I have taught, and thank you so much for listening me. We will meet in the next session. Okay, fine.